How's it going, everyone? Justin Smith here, Director of Recruiting for Touchdown Alabama. Back into the film room here. Love getting back into the film room, getting an opportunity to break down these guys, talk about some football, get away from their recruitment, who's their top schools and all of that. Just getting an opportunity to dive into their game and their huddle film. Some of their top plays, of course. I always love in-person evaluations. I think nothing beats that. But the second best thing is getting the opportunity to watch their film and some of their top plays and evaluate what they bring to the table in terms of their top skills. And the guy who we're going to talk about on today's episode is Zabien Brown, the four-star defensive back out of Mater Dei High School in California, committed to the Crimson Tide over Ohio State and USC. He's a long and athletic cornerback. There's a lot to like about his game, so just watch his film and see what he does and what he brings to the table. Of course, we have our producer, John Ivory, rolling the film today. We can get it started now, John. Let's see what Zabien can do on the football field here. Gonna make a play on the football there on the tip, showing great concentration. He's gonna take it back to the house. Love the concentration, ball skills. We're gonna see that a lot on this film. Work back to the football, break up the football. No, go back to the beginning of that play. I want to break it down some more. A nice way to make a play on a football. He's going to consistently do that, and we can stop it right there. And you're going to see him on that play right there. It's so much easier to work back to the football if you're staying square. You're going to see Zabien Brown do that a lot. Of course, that right there wasn't a particular route where it was difficult to stay square because the guy didn't work too much up the field. But you're going to see him consistently stay square because it's easier to work up the field when you are square. Like the guy ran the slant, so it's easier for him to break on the football and make a play. But you're going to see Zabien Brown consistently stay square a lot. You're going to see a lot of guys talk about that when they talk about being a cornerback. Staying square is so important because you're going to see him working in press coverage right there. A perfect example, man. Watch him stay square and not turn and run, not twist his hips because he's in a position where he can stay square and work back down the field to make a play. Another thing you're going to see from Brown consistently is his ability to make tackles in open space and get lower than a ball carrier. Staying square. Once again, watch him stay square to that's another good play. Go back to the beginning of that. Watch him stay square to the line of scrimmage on that play as well. See how he's going to hit a bit of an out route and see he's going to be able to make a play on the football. Of course, that ball didn't look catchable or anything, but that's nice coverage by Zabien Brown, which is the thing that I really like about his game and how technically sound he is as a cornerback. Going to be playing off coverage right here. Had a turn and run. Nice play. Impressive play. We go back to the beginning of that play. I want to break down that play in more detail as well. He's playing off here. I'm trying to see if they're in zone coverage. I'm not sure if he got the guy was behind him technically. We just keep running that play for a little bit. The guy was technically behind him. If the quarterback threw the ball earlier, he could have got the ball to him. But the thing I really like to play is Brown's reaction skills, his recovery skills. You see that speed and you see that length. When you have that length and you have the type of speed, you can recover when you make mistakes. And that is why college coaches like going after defensive backs, cornerbacks in particular, with speed, with length, because they can recover. Because sometimes you want to go up against these fast, speedy, explosive wide receivers who are going to get the best of you sometimes. You're gonna need some athleticism, from speed to recover. So I like that out of Zabien Brown. And you also see him attacking the football at his highest point, showing his ability to go up and get the ball as well. So Brown is, and like I said, an athletic cornerback, long, lengthy guy who the Crimson Tide are excited to have in their 2024 recruiting class. You're gonna see him travel right here with the guy going in motion. Gonna work back up the field. Watch it get low. Watch it. See, he making shoestring tackles. Like I said, he's a guy 6'1", long guy. Doesn't carry a lot of weight in terms of mass and strength at the moment. So he's going to continue to add that as well. But when you take a look at his ability to make tackles in open space, you're going to see him get lower. Lower guy wins. We hear that a lot. And there's going to see a lot out of Zabien Brown. Another impressive play. Him staying square. Him making a tackle. I like that play too. We can go back to the last one too. John, like he's going to stay square. He's going to fight off the block, showing off his ability to not be afraid of those blocks, showing off some physicality, get lower than the ball carrier, makes another nice tackle in open space, brings his pads, brings his arms, wraps up. Effective tackles in space. Really like that out of Zabien Brown. Once again, playing in man. Ability to mirror the receiver. Great press coverage. You see him playing the press coverage a little bit more as his film goes on. Once again, playing the press. Stand square. Yo, I like go back to the beginning. I like that play too because you see where he only turned his head when the receiver turned his head and he was expecting the football. Like I said, staying square as long as possible. That's another thing. Of course, you can't stay square the whole time you're playing cornerback, but staying square as long as possible and looking for the football when the right receiver turns his head. When the receiver turned his head, that is when Zabien Brown turned his head on the football because the receiver can't catch the football without looking at it and finding out where it is. As soon as the receiver turned his head, that is when Zabien Brown turned his head. That's another thing that's really impressive about Zabien. Like I said, a technically sound cornerback out of Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, California. I think that's the first play. I think it's going in a loop here, but that is it. Those are the plays I wanted to break down from Zabien Brown, the 4-star cornerback who is verbally committed to Alabama at the moment. Like I said, when you just watch his film and just break it down in more detail, you see why he is such a good get for the Crimson Tide here in his 2024 recruiting class. I think the Crimson Tide's defensive back class in this 2024 recruiting cycle is starting to come together here, and it's starting to look really impressive when you add a guy like Zabien Brown to the guys who the Crimson Tide have verbally committed at the moment. So I think this was huge for Alabama to go out to California, go out to the West Coast and pull in a guy like Zabien. As always, thank you guys so much for joining me today on our YouTube channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, subscribers, hit that notification bell, be notified when we drop content on our YouTube channel. As always, I am Justin Smith, the Director of Recruiting for Touchdown Alabama.